What is up, Goat World? It's me, your boy JDZ, and I am back at you again with another Goat Format video. I finally had the time to finish all of the player profile interviews for the top competitors of the Goat Format World Championship, and they're all cool. So if you have time, make sure you go back, check out all those videos, and then make sure you leave them a like and comment and get into those whole discussions, hear from the top players, and they will describe to you why they built their decks the way that they did and why they play the certain strategies they do, and it will help you out if you are an up-and-coming player and you want to be like them. But another key takeaway you want to have when you have an event like the Goat Format World Championship is that events like this tend to shape the metagame. So what I want to do here is tell you, if you're watching this video, I want to tell you 6 cards that you should absolutely be playing right now. There's no reason you should be playing these cards because these cards are going to define the metagame right now. I believe it. So we're going to go ahead and go in here real quick. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. The first card that I'm going to talk about is going to be the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. Okay, the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. There's an ever-raging debate on which card is better, the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast or the Regeki Break. And I'm just here to say, just based on these Worlds event, if you're playing the Turbo deck, I believe that right now the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast is just a better card, simply because it's better in the mirror, and you're more likely to face a Turbo mirror if you're playing the Turbo deck. So prepare for the mirror that you're going to be facing. Regeki Break is not a bad card at all, but with Burn being in retrograde like it is based on the World's event, and with Turbo being the most played deck in that event, and it's not going anywhere, you know that deck's going to be played, I would consider building your decks with Phoenix Wing Wind Blast opposed to Regeki Break, and you might have those results. Expect to see this card being played heavily going into the next dueling season, and it is going to be the discard trap of choice, I feel. I could be wrong, but this is the call that I'm making. As Phoenix Wing Wind Blast stock is rising, I think Regeki Break is either holding or slightly going down. So that's the first card that I want to talk about. The second card that I would like to talk about that kind of performed pretty well in the event is going to be none other than the King Tiger Wanghu. Okay, so the King Tiger Wanghu kind of comes and goes. It kind of dips and falls in favor. I know the Warriors kind of go between the King Tiger and the Ashura Priest. Well, let me tell you right now, I believe the King Tiger's body of 1700 being stuck on the field in his regal position, I believe the King Tiger is replacing the Ashura Priest as the scapegoat counter. Even though it is an earth monster, his effect is too good to pass up. I even saw a lot of Turbo players playing the King Tiger in their Turbo builds. I believe it might have something to do with just him sticking on the field. I think it's great against the Freezing Gate matchup. It's great against Control, obviously, and it's just a body. Sometimes you need something to just stick on the field, and King Tiger can do that better than the Ashura Priest can. So I think going into this next dueling season, I think King Tiger stock is on the slight ascent. I mean, the King Tiger was sided 49 times to the Ashura Priest 29. Oh, that's kind of skewed because the Warriors are going to lean more towards the King Tiger. So if you're playing a Warrior-based strategy, I would suggest you use the King Tiger opposed to Ashura Priest. If you're playing Turbo, maybe try out both, see what you like. But I saw King Tiger having some great effects in this event, so I would look for King Tiger stock to rise going into the next dueling season. Look out for His Majesty King Tiger. The next card I'm going to talk about is going to be Mind Control. Okay, I know a lot of this stuff might seem simple, but we got a lot of new players coming to this game, coming from current game, and they might not know about the meta of our Goat Format competitive game right now. So this is kind of for them. But if you are following the competitive scene, I know a lot of this stuff might seem a little easy for you to understand, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on the effectiveness of Mind Control. This card was played heavily in the Goat Format World Championship. I believe the vast majority of the top 16 players had it in their deck or in their side deck. One player actually mained 3 copies of this card. I believe this card is fantastic against the Chaos Turbo deck. Okay, it's Chaos Turbo is going to be the most prevalent deck, so of course a lot of the cards that you play, or at least some of the cards you play, or some of your strategies should be developed to counter what that deck is trying to do, and Mind Control does just that by not allowing the Turbo player to just set their flips and have them, you know, be resolved all willy-nilly, or just waiting on a Nobleman Crossout or something like that. And if they're not around, you still have your Mind Controls to kind of, that is one of the strengths of the Chaos Turbo deck, setting the flips, having the flips resolve over and over and over again. Mind Control can kind of throw a wrench in that and make them play their game a little differently if they know that you have access to this card. This card was played at 90 copies in the side deck deck throughout for all the players of the event. Like I said, including some players actually had this card in their main deck. So it is a very powerful card. I expect it to continue on into the next season. Maybe the stock will go up ever so slightly. Maybe I know some players play that 1 copy. Most players play that 2. Maybe you might even see it get jumped up to 3 if Turbo continues. I don't know. Maybe with more control coming in, with the Geist having such a great performance and Dingo having such a great performance, my control is not the greatest against those 2 decks. So if those decks can catch on and more people start using those or aggro and all that stuff, maybe mind control might lose a little bit, but I fully expect to see this card at least 2 copies per side deck, or maybe even play in the main deck going forward into the next dueling season. All right, the next card I'm going to talk about, again, another fan favorite, another very obvious choice. I'm going to put the Mystic Walk, okay? The Mystic Walk. And I mentioned that earlier in this video. Burn is kind of on a decline. I think we had 7 Burn players show up to the event. Only 1 made the top cut. Burn is down. A lot of the premier Burn players are shifting their strategy and starting to do other things. I personally, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the best Burn player or like a Burn advocate, but I believe Burn is very important for our game. I know a lot of people don't like Burn. They don't like playing against Burn, but I think Burn is very important to our game. It keeps a lot of decks honest. It keeps a lot of players honest. It makes people build your deck a certain way. If you built your deck without having to account for the possibility of Burn, the game would just get very linear, very degenerate very quickly. But the fact that Burn exists ensures that certain cards have to be played. Mystic Walk is now being one of those cards. It's showing itself to be very reliable in the Burn matchup. It makes it very difficult for the Burn players to win if it resolves properly. And it's just, a lot of people have a lot of information on the Burn deck. And I think Mystic Walk is going to continue to be one of the most heavily sided. I think this is the most heavily sided card in our game right now. So I have no doubt in my mind that that card is going to continue to be heavily sided. If you're not playing this card right now, you are making a mistake. Or if you're not playing some cards similar to this, you're making a mistake, because it is very powerful. It's like a nice insurance policy to have in your deck. So if you're building your side deck, I would definitely consider putting at least 2 copies of Mystic Walk in there to help you against the Burn matchup. And also, this is a call to arms to all Burn players. If you are a Burn player, I would like you to reach out to Birdman in the Discord. Okay, Birdman is now taking the mantle as Burn aficionado. He's trying to develop that strategy. We had to take a quick sabbatical, so the Burn Queen is kind of taking some time back. So get together with more like-minded, get into that Burn Discord that Birdman has, and start developing these Burn strategies to keep that deck and to keep that strategy alive, because I think it's very important to our game. Whether you like it or not, whether you like playing it or not, I think Burn is very important to our game, and is just not in a good spot right now. So we need more Burn players to get out there and counter the counter, because Mystic Walk catching on like it did has kind of set Burn back a long way. In my opinion. I could be wrong. Tell me what you guys think about Burn. Tell me what you think about Mystic Walk. Okay, moving on. We have another card that I'm going to discuss. That card is called the Swords of Revealing Light.
Swords of Revealing Light! It stops all monsters on the field for 3 turns.
I think, oh my goodness, this card I think overperformed for a lot of people. I saw this card being played so much. It just took off. Somebody started using it. I think Ivan started using it, or other people started using it, and it just took off. I think Swords of Revealing Light might be moving up as the best neg 1. I still give that title firmly to Book of Moon as being the best neg 1 of our game, but Swords of Revealing Light is slowly starting to creep up and becoming a very good neg 1, because it's just what it does. It allows you to just stall ever so slightly to get to just slow the game down against the aggro matchup. It's very difficult for them to deal with this card, especially if you start flipping Faith early on, get it back, do it again, and just slow the game down, get resources, and make it happen for yourself. Swords of Revealing Light was played at 43 copies. Okay, so 43 copies of this card is limited to 1. So 43 people in this event had Swords of Revealing Light in their deck or in their side deck. In the top 16, I believe only 3 people, I believe, didn't play it, and it was the aggressive based decks. So 43 people played it, you know, and 43 people played it, and 13 of those people made the top 16. So letting you know that Swords of Revealing Light is going to be here. If you're having issues with your aggro matchups, I would consider trying the Swords of Revealing Light. Put it in your deck and see what happens. So this is definitely a card that you should play going into the next dueling season. Swords of Revealing Light, check it out. All right, the last card that I want to talk about is going to be the Trap Dustshoot. Okay, Trap Dustshoot. Oh, what can I say? What can I say about Trap Dustshoot that already hasn't been said about the Plague or any other bad thing? But anyway, this card is absolutely busted. Okay, this card is broken beyond belief. If you're new to this game, get used to seeing this card because it took over the Go Format World Championship. In my opinion, this card was played so heavily. The players who decided to have access to this card or use this card in their deck or in their side deck did better than players that did it. By and large, in the turbo decks, the players that decided to play the Trap Dust Shoot and the Wing Blast did better than the players that didn't. So I'm telling you, this card is an absolute unit. If you can get it early, going first, playing it at max copies, you're more likely to draw in your first turn. Set it up, get that information from your opponent, send the card back, break their hand. If you can break their hand up sometimes, just get information. It is just so powerful. One of my theories that I've mentioned this a few times in other videos, you should play cards that are banned in the future formats. And this card, I believe it eventually gets banned. I know it gets limited later on. It is absolutely an insane card. The fact that it's even legal in GOATs the way it is just crazy. So I would consider using Trap Dust Shoot. If you're not using Trap Dust Shoot, give it a shot. I didn't like using Trap Dust Shoot for a long time because I felt that it would just come at the wrong time and I would just never be able to use it, and it would just brick and I would just lose. But now I'm even reconsidering myself because it's just the effect that it can have is just too much to pass up on. Or you all should be considering trying Trap Dust Shoot, using Trap Dust Shoot, even if you just side it. Again, it's great against Turbo, it's great against Control. Anything with Thunder Dragons is great against them. Aggro matchups, not so much. Go Control is decent. So if you're getting Trap Dust Shot a lot, always keep it in the back of your mind. Try to play around it. Maybe there's a way, if you're playing a lot of Solemn Judgments, you can set more cards to get it to... You can set more cards to kind of protect yourself from being Trap Dust Shot and brick them up for your opponent. And that's just easier wins that you can potentially have. So Trap Dust Shoot is a card that I fully anticipate being played heavily going into the next dueling season, unless someone is already ahead of that and preparing for that and coming up with the next thing. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're coming up with the next thing. So these are the cards I think that you absolutely should be playing right now. And if you are not, you are doing yourself a disservice. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think about those interviews. The Go Format World Championship 2022 is in the bag. I'm already looking forward to the Go Format Championship 2023. We have our first qualifying invitational event. It's going to be a Patreon. It's happening on the 19th. Okay, 19th is November. Get in there. Be your first person to punch their ticket to the Go Format World Championship 2023. And it's going to happen. It's going to be great. Tell me what you guys think about this list. I don't want to spend too much time, but here it is. But yeah, that's all I have. I just want to put that out. We have more stuff, more videos going to be coming. More stuff, more videos, more live streams. Scully's already dedicated. He says he's going to do more live streams. It's going to be more content happening. The War League is starting. The dueling season is coming back. A lot of things are happening right now. So make sure you just get involved if you want. If you don't, that's fine. Keep watching, keep liking, and subscribing. We look at the analytics, man. We check it out. I'm checking out those analytics, and I'm seeing that there are so many people that look at these videos and watch them and say what's up, and they just don't even subscribe. You don't like, comment, you don't anything. You just watch grumpily and then just pimp off. You know what I'm saying? So just put a like on it. Try to subscribe or whatever. Or if you don't want to do any, I don't know. I would say just subscribe to the channel and like the video and just hook us up because it helps put us into the algorithmic flow, much better. But that's all I have. All right, until the next time, I'm JDZ. I play goats. You should too. Shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs. Peace.
This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.